Welcome, curious minds, to Alternatify, the channel where we peel back the layers of history and ask the most profound what-if questions. Today, we embark on a journey into a world fundamentally reshaped by a single monumental absence. Imagine a timeline where humanity never harnessed the atom's destructive and constructive power. What if the very concept of nuclear energy, in all its forms, simply never came to be? The implications of such a scenario are staggering, rippling through every facet of human existence. We're talking about profound shifts in technology, geopolitics, and the very fabric of our global society. Let's first ground ourselves in the reality we know. The discovery of nuclear fission in the late 1930s was a scientific breakthrough of unparalleled magnitude. It quickly led to the development of the atomic bomb, forever altering warfare. The Manhattan Project stands as a stark testament to this rapid progression, culminating in the devastating end of World War II. This new weapon didn't just win a war, it fundamentally changed the calculus of global conflict. For decades, the Cold War was defined by the constant, terrifying threat of nuclear annihilation. The shadow of the mushroom cloud loomed large, shaping international relations and domestic policies alike. Without the atomic bomb, World War II's conclusion would have been dramatically different. The Pacific Theater, in particular, might have seen a prolonged conventional conflict with an even greater loss of life. Post-war Europe would likely have been redrawn on a very different map. Soviet expansionist ambitions, unchecked by the ultimate deterrent, could have led to a much wider sphere of influence. The Cold War, as we understand it, would simply not have existed. The nuclear arms race, the proxy wars fueled by superpower rivalry, and the doctrine of mutually assured destruction would be entirely absent from history. The absence of nuclear power would have spurred an entirely different energy revolution. The urgency to find alternatives to fossil fuels would have accelerated the development of renewable energy sources. Imagine a world where solar, wind, and geothermal technologies received massive investment decades earlier. We might have transitioned to a cleaner, healthier planet far more rapidly than in our current timeline. Even the medical field would have evolved differently. Nuclear medicine, with its diagnostic and therapeutic applications, would be non-existent, pushing innovation into alternative research pathways. Without the constant threat of nuclear war, global cooperation might have taken a different turn. Diplomacy could have shifted from fear-driven negotiations to a greater focus on shared human challenges. Resources previously poured into the military-industrial complex, particularly nuclear arsenals, could have been redirected. Imagine those trillions invested in economic development, social justice, or environmental protection. The very perception of technology might be more optimistic. Without the association of nuclear power with ultimate destruction, humanity might view scientific advancement with less apprehension and more hope. However, this alternative world isn't without its potential drawbacks. A greater reliance on fossil fuels for longer could have led to even more severe environmental damage and accelerated climate change. Medical progress, particularly in areas like cancer treatment and advanced diagnostics, might have been significantly slower. The absence of nuclear medicine would leave a substantial void. Conventional wars, paradoxically, might become more frequent and devastating. Without the nuclear deterrent, nations might be more willing to engage in large-scale conflicts, leading to a different kind of arms race. Consider the space race, a monumental achievement in our timeline. Without the Cold War's nuclear-fueled rivalry, its urgency might have diminished, or its focus shifted entirely to pure scientific exploration. The Internet's development, too, might have followed a different path. The Cold War's imperative for a decentralized communication network was a key driver. Without it, its evolution could have been slower or structured differently. The environmental trajectory presents a fascinating duality. We might have faced greater fossil fuel pollution, or conversely, achieved a much earlier and more robust transition to renewable energy. The global balance of power would be fundamentally altered. Nations would rise and fall based on conventional military strength, economic prowess, and diplomatic skill, rather than nuclear capabilities. The United Nations, born from the ashes of war, would likely have a different mandate and role. Perhaps it would be more focused on economic development, social justice, and environmental protection, with a more active global presence. Without the nuclear shadow, international relations might foster a greater sense of trust and shared responsibility. The constant threat of annihilation often overshadowed genuine collaboration. Our cultural landscape would be profoundly different. Art, literature, and film would be free from the pervasive shadow of the mushroom cloud, inspiring different themes and narratives. Everyday living would see changes in energy consumption, medical treatments, and even transportation. This alternative world could be more sustainable or perhaps technologically advanced in unexpected ways. The global sense of security would be entirely reconfigured. Without the existential threat of nuclear war, humanity might foster greater optimism, hope, and trust among nations. Crucially, humanity would have avoided the profound ethical dilemmas and moral tragedies associated with nuclear weapons. The weight of such destructive power would never have burdened our collective conscience. So we've journeyed through a world where nuclear power never existed, exploring its vast and intricate implications. It's a powerful reminder of history's fluid nature and the profound impact of single technological advancements. What are your thoughts on this alternative reality? Do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages or vice versa? Share your insights and theories in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this speculative dive, please like this video, share it with fellow curious minds, and subscribe to Alternatify for more thought-provoking scenarios. And do let us know what other what-if questions you'd like us to explore next.